EA Sports. It's in the game.
Remember when opening FIFA Mobile felt exciting? When every event gave you something worth grinding for, every new player felt special, and building your dream team didn't feel impossible. Back then, millions of players couldn't wait to log in. It wasn't perfect, but it was fun. Fast forward to today, and the conversation has completely changed. Instead of celebrating new updates, many players are asking one question. What happened to FC Mobile? How did one of the biggest mobile football games slowly turn into one of the most controversial? Was it the gameplay, the endless promotions, or did EA simply lose sight of what made the game special in the first place? The truth is, the answer isn't as simple as blaming one update. It happened little by little, one decision at a time, and before most players realized it, the game they loved barely felt the same anymore. But here's the interesting part. Not everyone thinks FC Mobile is a bad game. Every season, thousands of new players download it for the first time and genuinely enjoy it. The graphics are better than ever. The animations look smoother. There are more licensed clubs, leagues, and players than FIFA Mobile ever had. So if the game has improved in so many ways, why are so many veterans walking away? To answer that, we have to go back to where it all started. Back to a time when players weren't chasing 300 overall cards, when every coin actually mattered, and when pulling a single elite player could make your whole week. Because, believe it or not, there was a time when FIFA Mobile didn't just feel like a football game. It felt like an adventure. If you played FIFA Mobile between 2017 and 2021, you probably already know what I'm talking about. Those seasons weren't perfect. People complained back then too. But when you compare them to today, it's easy to understand why so many players call that period the golden era. Events actually felt rewarding. You weren't just collecting points to open another random pack. You were working toward a player you actually wanted. Every day you logged in, you could see your progress. That made the grind feel worth it. The transfer market was another reason people loved the game. Finding a bargain, making coins, and finally buying your dream player felt almost like winning a real transfer battle. It wasn't just about luck. It was about making smart decisions. Even free-to-play players could build incredible squads if they were patient enough. Of course, spending money helped. It always has. But most players never felt completely locked out of the best content. Then something slowly began to change. Every new season introduced more currencies, more packs, more offers, and more ways to spend money. At first, nobody thought much of it. After all, every mobile game needs to make money, right? But update after update, the balance started shifting. Grinding became slower. Rewards became smaller. And the best players became harder to reach without opening your wallet. Looking back, many veteran players point to this period as the moment everything started changing. Not because of one terrible update, but because the game slowly stopped rewarding time and started rewarding spending. And unfortunately, that was only the beginning. Because after the monetization changes came something even more important. The gameplay itself. And for a football game, that's the one thing you simply can't afford to get wrong. Over the last few years, one complaint has shown up again and again across Reddit, EA forums, YouTube comments, and Discord servers. The game doesn't feel as consistent as it used to. One match your players move like world champions. The next, the same squad struggles to complete a simple pass. Many players believe the passing became slower and less reliable. Others say defenders suddenly stopped tracking runs, while goalkeepers sometimes watch easy shots roll past them without reacting. Then there are the scripting debates. To be clear, EA has never confirmed that matches are scripted, but the community has argued about momentum and hidden game mechanics for years. Some players believe the game secretly helps one side during certain moments. Others think it's simply bad gameplay mixed with frustration. Whatever the truth is, the fact that this debate refuses to disappear says a lot about how players feel. In a competitive game, confidence is everything. The moment players stop trusting that every match is decided by skill, they start questioning every goal they concede, every missed pass, every rebound, every last-minute winner. And once that trust disappears, it's incredibly difficult to earn it back. But believe it or not, the gameplay wasn't the biggest reason many veterans finally gave up. The biggest problem was something that quietly changed the entire purpose of playing every single day. That purpose used to be simple. Play matches, complete events, improve your team, and slowly build the squad you've always wanted. Every login felt like another step forward. Today, many players say that feeling has faded. One of the biggest complaints is that events have started to feel repetitive. The names change, the artwork changes, the featured players change, but the formula often feels the same. Complete a few skill games, play a handful of matches, collect tokens, open packs, repeat tomorrow, repeat next week, repeat next month. For newer players, that's not necessarily a problem. Everything still feels fresh. But for someone who's played for years, the excitement doesn't last as long. Veteran players often say they're no longer surprised by new events because they already know how they'll work before they even begin. Then there's the growing number of premium offers. Star passes, FC points, lucky draws, limited time bundles, and exclusive packs appear almost everywhere you look. None of these features are unusual on their own. Plenty of successful mobile games use similar systems. The criticism from many players is that these offers have become too central to the experience. Instead of feeling like optional shortcuts, they can sometimes feel like the fastest path to keeping up with everyone else. Whether that's completely true depends on who you ask. Some players enjoy spending money to save time. Others refuse to spend anything and still manage to build competitive teams. But one thing is hard to ignore. The conversation around FC Mobile has shifted from talking about football to talking about value. And that's a very different game. That shift becomes even more obvious when you look at player ratings. Years ago, packing a 90-rated player felt incredible. It could transform your entire squad overnight. You remembered where you got that card, how long you saved for it, and the matches you won because of it. Today, overall ratings have climbed so high that cards become outdated in what feels like a matter of weeks. One event introduces a new standard. The next event raises it again. Before long, a player you worked hard to unlock is sitting on your bench. Many fans describe this as card inflation. Bigger numbers create excitement for a moment, but they also make previous achievements feel less valuable. The cycle never really stops. As soon as you catch up, another wave of stronger cards arrives. Pack luck is another topic that divides the community. Social media is filled with incredible pulls that make opening packs look exciting. But for every player posting an unbelievable reward, there are countless others who spend weeks opening packs without getting anything memorable. That's simply how random rewards work. Some people get lucky, others don't. Still, when rare cards are heavily tied to chance, frustration naturally follows. And yet, despite all these complaints, millions of people continue playing FC Mobile every single day. So why do they stay? The answer isn't just habit. It's because beneath all the criticism, there's still a game with enormous potential. And that potential is exactly why so many players refuse to give up on it. That's also why it's important to be fair. If we only focus on the negatives, we'd be ignoring everything FC Mobile has done well. Visually, the game is on another level compared to the early FIFA Mobile seasons. Player models are sharper, stadiums feel more alive, animations are smoother, and official licenses make the experience far more authentic. Seeing your favorite club, league, or player represented accurately adds something the older games simply couldn't match. EA has also introduced features that many players genuinely enjoy, from improved customization to more game modes and regular live content. For someone downloading FC Mobile today without years of memories attached, it's easy to understand why the game feels exciting. That's the challenge EA faces. New players are discovering a polished football game, while longtime fans are comparing it to memories that meant much more than graphics alone. Nostalgia certainly plays a role, but nostalgia doesn't explain everything. When thousands of players across different communities continue raising the same concerns about gameplay, progression, rewards, and monetization, those opinions deserve to be heard, even if not everyone agrees with them. The future of FC Mobile isn't decided by one update. It's decided by whether EA can rebuild the trust that made players fall in love with the game in the first place. If the developers can combine today's presentation with the rewarding progression and excitement of older FIFA Mobile seasons, the game could win back many of the veterans who left. And honestly, that's something every football fan would love to see. Sometimes it feels like EA focuses more on creating excitement for a short time instead of fixing the deeper problems players have talked about for years. Giving players amazing cards or big rewards can create hype, But after that excitement disappears, the same problems remain. A football game needs more than higher-rated players. It needs better gameplay, better rewards, better communication, and a reason for players to feel that their time matters. This is why I think other football games deserve more attention. One game that many people overlook is Total Football. It may not have the history or resources of EA, but it feels like a game that wants to improve. The developers seem closer to their community. They listen to feedback, make changes, and try to build something players can enjoy for the long term. It is still growing, but sometimes smaller games have the biggest potential because they are willing to listen. Now, that does not mean FC Mobile is completely bad. The graphics are good, the licenses are impressive, and millions of people still enjoy playing it. But for me, the biggest problem is feeling like the community is no longer being heard. And that is why I stopped playing. I do not say this because I hate FC Mobile. I say this because I remember how much I loved FIFA Mobile before. I remember the excitement, the grind, and the feeling of building a team that actually meant something. Seeing the game move in a different direction is disappointing. At the end of the day, EA is a professional company with incredible resources. But even the biggest companies can make mistakes when they stop understanding what players truly want. Company can have the biggest name in football gaming, but if players feel ignored, even the strongest reputation can start losing its value. That is what I believe happened with FC Mobile. The problem was never that EA lacked the ability to make a great game. They clearly do. The problem was balancing making money with making players feel valued. Players are not just customers. They are the community that keeps the game alive. Without them, even the best graphics and licenses mean nothing. I still believe FC Mobile has the potential to become special again. The foundation is there. The experience is there. Millions of fans are still around the world. But EA needs to do more than release new events and new cards. They need to rebuild trust. They need to show players that their opinions matter. They need to bring back the feeling that made FIFA Mobile special. A feeling where people logged in because they were excited, not because they felt forced to keep up. Because a great football game is remembered through memories. The goals scored with your favorite players. The team you spent months building. The moments where you finally achieved something. That is what many players miss. Not just old events or old cards, but the feeling behind them. So, will FC Mobile make a comeback? Only time will tell. Maybe EA will listen and bring back the passion that made FIFA Mobile legendary. Maybe another football game will become the new favorite. But one thing is certain. Football fans will always search for a game that makes them excited to play again. What season of FIFA Mobile do you think was the best? And do you think FC Mobile can still make a comeback? Personally, I highly doubt that. But let me know in the comments. But always remember, every game has a story, and every story leaves a legacy.